Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today for Cyber Week I have for you this A4 die set, and this one is called Seashell and Starfish. This is an A4 die set, hopefully you can see that. This is an A4 die set, and as stated in the title of this die set, it creates a seashell and a starfish. Now you can have them as bags or you can have them as gift boxes. So let me show you a couple that I've already made. And then we're going to put one of these projects together. So the first one then is this starfish bag that I've made, and it's absolutely adorable. I know I say like that about all the makes, but this one is so cute. It's got this little flap here, which is the top of the bag, and you do get like a little pulley that you can use to open and close the bag. So that is the starfish bag. I still need to add a couple of flowers to it, well, not a couple of flowers, but a couple of bits and pieces to it, and the tag. And this is the seashell gift box. So again, it's got all your decoration pieces, which goes all the way round. And when you open it up, that's what it looks like. Now, I have used quite thick cardstock for this one, and to be quite honest, it's up to you, but I do recommend your side panels you use, because there's curves, you use 216 GSM. But in another video I'm going to be putting the seashell handbag together. I don't know if I'm going to tag it with this video, depending on how long this video is, but we'll see. But yes, so I am going to be creating the handbag, which will open like that. It's basically two of these pieces together with a closure on the top and with the beaded straps. So that's the second one. And then today we are going to be making the starfish gift box. Now, as you can see, you've got all these decorative elements in this. There are a lot of panels. The good thing about this set is, let me bring in two so I can show you. So with these pieces, it actually tells you which panel is for which bag or which project you're going to be working on. So these panels actually have, this one has a star and this one has a seashell on it, which is just absolutely amazing. So you can't accidentally mistake them, because there are obviously quite a few pieces that do look quite similar. There are, like I said, there are a lot of verso panels, but there are also panels that cut out your card. There is a hinge in this. You've got your beaded handle. You need to cut 12 pieces of this, in fact, so you've got a neat side on both sides. You can create a star, a domed star that goes on top of your gift box. And this particular one, and the reason why I thought I'd do this video first is because it has a really cool design to how you get your corners on the star. I've not seen this particular design before, so it's a really cool feature. So we're going to show that today. I'll show you how to do that. But you've got, like here, it's got like a beaded star. Again, really cute. You've got this deboss die, and you can inlay a starfish on there. You have got a star in this, and then another smaller star. There's this little starfish here. That's what I want to cut out and stick onto some of my projects. And yeah, so all the panels have either a verso panel or a die which cuts out the design. So again, really cute. And you can make the box that I'm making, you can make it as a flat box, you can have it as a dome star, you can have the shell box, you can have the bag. You've obviously seen the starfish bag. There are so many ways that you can make this. I mean, I'm thinking of at least 4 ways that you can do it. You can even have these as decoration pieces hanging off, or you can create this in gold to go on top of your Christmas tree. There are so many ways to use this. Now that I've said Christmas tree, I might have to try that and give that a go. So absolutely incredible die set. And yeah, we're going to put one of these together today. So as always, I have cut all my pieces out, and I'm going to go through what you need for this particular project. So the project I'll be making today is a starfish gift box with a lid. Now you might remember you had the Christmas collection with the candy cane, you had the stocking, and you had the gingerbread man or woman. Very similar concept. But this time round I think it makes it a little bit easier, and I will show you some of the cool features for getting that point on the star for your lid and your base. So then, what you need to create this is 2 of the larger stars, and then you need 3 of your medium stars, and then with the smaller star you need to cut out an aperture. Now if we were making the bag, there are instructions, but basically there are indentation marks on either side of the star. You would cut it at that along there basically to create half a starfish bag. But for this you need 2 large stars, 2 medium stars, another medium star with a aperture cutout. I've also cut the medium star again in coral glitter card because it's going to be part of my part of the lid as part of the decoration. You then need to cut out 5 of these pieces here. I've already decorated mine just to speed up the process of this video, so you need 5 of those. You also need to cut this piece out 5 times. Again, I've added my decoration piece to make this process a bit quicker. The star that comes out of your aperture, keep that, because you can use that to put your domed star together. Now for the lid, you will need 5 of these pieces here, and you will need 5 of this piece here. Now again, you've got either a shell or a star on your panels to know which one is for which, so it just makes life a little bit easier. Or the other way to tell the difference is the decorative panel that goes on the inside, just match up the decorative element to the panel, and that's how you'll know the difference. So let me just quickly show you so you know. That's one design and this is the other design. That's how you know the difference between the 2 panels which correspond with whichever project you're making. So so for the base then you need 5 of these pieces, and then you need 5 of this piece here. Again, that's what I mean about you've got the star on the panel. I believe it's only on the larger panels, not on the lid panels. So you can tell the difference by the decorative element. So hopefully that makes sense. And the rest is basically decoration. So obviously, as you can see, I've cut out the decorative elements. Now there is no backing plate for these, so what I've done, in order to get that backing plate on there, what I've done is, once I've die cut these pieces, I've actually glued these down on the cardstock and cut around it. Bit of fussy cutting. If you've got the Tim Holtz snips, these are perfect for fussy cutting and things. So we've got 5 of each of those, and then we've got 5 of each of those. Again, I've just used some apricot cardstock with that coral glitter card and just basically layered those together. And then for the larger panel, I've got those 2 pieces again. And this pattern here is a verso panel, so you do have to put the 2 dies together to get that effect. Now this is what it creates. So let me just show you. I've already added my decorative elements on just to speed up this process, but this is what this creates this. Look how easy that feature is. It's quite cool, but we're going to put one together anyway. And then the larger one is exactly the same thing. Obviously you've got the feature on both sides. And again, I've added my decorative element on there just to speed up the process. So hopefully that all makes sense. If it doesn't, please leave a comment below. And if I can help, then I will. Now, I think the first thing I want to do is let's get our decorative, let's get our side panels done first. Now for this, for the lid piece, I am going to give this a curve. Just a gentle curve. And then I'm going to fold it where those score lines are. And then there's this middle piece here. Fold that to go ahead and give all that a really good burnish. I'm going to be using my glue press. And all I am doing is I'm going to put a dot of glue on that piece there. And then I am going to put glue on one of these V shapes, and then I'm basically going to fold it in on itself. Try and get one side glued down first. Once you've perfected the further side, and you've glued and pressed that down, just hold it like that, so you know it's nice and level. Wipe away any excess glue, and then everything else will fall into place. There we go. And that's how you create that V shape for your star. Now I am going to add in my decorative element now. I would advise with your decorative element, glue them on while they're still wet, because you can manipulate the cardstock a little bit better when you do it like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold that down, wiping away any excess glue. And then I'm just working my way around like so. Honestly, I think this is a game changer, the way they've designed this. Can you imagine if it had tabs and you had to go all the way around it? That'd be impossible. So I think this is a really good way of getting that point to be a bit more precise. Okay, so that's glued down. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. So for this one, I'm not actually going to curve it. I found it easier not to curve it. So again, going to fold those pieces. Do both sides. So again, we're going to do one side first. So put a dot of glue on that semicircle there and apply glue to one of your V shapes. Take the glue right to the edge, and then you're just going to fold this in on itself. And remember what I said, get one side done first, so hold one side, get that glue to grab on one side first, because then your other side will automatically fall into place. And then just press all that down like so. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this side. You should have something that looks like this. Now I'm just going to go ahead and apply glue to my decorative panel. I'm just going to glue this onto my panel here. Make sure you put plenty of glue on. And the cardstock I'm using here is apricot 216 GSM. I am using some thicker cardstock, so the apricot card itself is from my own stash. That is actually 280 GSM, and then I'm using 216 GSM in apricot and pumpkin orange. And then you've got the glitter card as well. Okay, so that's our decorative panel stuck on, like so. Now I'm going to do the lid part first. So to create the domed star, I've already added my decoration pieces on. You need 5 of these pieces, and all you need to do is go along and just burnish those score lines. Go ahead and do that to all 5 pieces. Then you're going to fold that in half, and again run your score tool over that. Don't worry too much about the star on the top, because that's just to help join those panels together. So then what you're going to do is apply glue to the inside portion of that glue tab there. You're going to fold it in on itself, and it may be a good idea if you've got tweezers. And then just press that down. Like so. And then for these, obviously you're going to have 5 of them like that. You're going to bring in this piece here, and it's got score lines on either side. So you're just going to go ahead and with your fingernails, just give that a press. Again on that side. And then I'll show it to you with this one first. You're just going to go ahead and apply glue to that tab here. And you're going to attach that onto the back of this piece here. Wipe away any excess glue. Like so, and then you're going to go ahead and apply glue to this side here. Apply glue to the middle of that star there, and then you're just going to go ahead and align the star at the top here, because that will give you a good indication, sorry, of where that needs to glue down. And then you're just gonna go ahead and attach your pieces together like that. And don't worry if it looks a bit messy on the top there, you're going to cover that up with a star anyway. And basically we're going to do that all the way around. We're going to attach these pieces. So as you've already seen me put one of these together, I'm just going to go ahead and do the last 2 now. So you should have something that looks like this, and at this point you can go ahead and with those 2 smaller stars, I've basically layered one on top of the other, and I'm just going to go in between, so in between where those gaps are, like that, so it helps cover up all my workings on the top there, like that. Perfect. Now the aperture piece, the leftover piece, which is this piece here, you can use this to help you I've got a bit of glue that's come off from here, bear with. It's because I'm not patient enough when I'm making stuff. Okay, hold on, let's just press that down. I know that's the other thing I was going to say. I know a lot of people ask about these tweezers. I did have somebody asking me yesterday, and I have put it in a comment, which I replied to somebody, I can't remember the name, a reply to somebody. But what I might do is, just going forward, I can put the link for it in the description. So if anyone's ever wondering where it's from, or you know, how they can get a hold of one, I'll put it in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and apply glue to this star here, and I'm basically just putting glue, not going right to the tip here, but I'm just putting glue just on some of these points, and I'm just going to lay this on the top because it will just bring my dome together slightly. You won't see it from the outside obviously, but it will help keep my star in shape. To keep it flat on top of my lid basically. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to let that dry for a second. Now to do the lid then, we need 2 of the larger, you can tell the difference, the larger one doesn't have an indentation mark, whereas the medium one does. It's got that neat indentation mark all the way around it. So for the lid then, you need 2 of these pieces, and all you're going to do is have the neat side facing up, and all you're going to do is go ahead and apply glue to the inside of this tab here. Make sure you put plenty of glue on, and you're just going to go ahead and slip the corners of each of your stars into the corner sides that we've created. This will all make sense shortly. Make sure you press all that down really well. And you're just going to go ahead and go all the way around. So I'm going to leave that to dry for 1 second. I'm going to move on to this piece here. So this is the smaller panel for the lid. So you're going to face the good side down, and then you're going to give this a curve like that. And then face it back up again and fold those tabs back. Now I'm deciding not to burnish them because I don't want a harsh line. We've got all our other panels decorated already, so I am going to go ahead and add the decoration piece. I'm just with my hand manipulating it to give it a curve. I'm going to apply glue to this, and I am just going to place my panel, leaving a nice even border around the edge there. And I'm going to let that set and dry while I move on to the next piece here. So for this then, what you need to do is apply glue to this piece here and to this tab here. Don't fold those tabs. Just fold the semicircle tabs back on itself, because this is now going to go oh, wrong way. Hold on, I'm going to put glue onto the semicircle tabs on this side. Okay, so what you're going to do then is you're going to tuck this in behind that panel there. Do it slowly. There is obviously that score line there, so take this panel up to that score line, make sure everything is nice and neat. Do the same with this side here. You're going to make sure those tabs stay on the outside there, and then you're just going to push that in as far as it will go, and you do have to push it in to make sure there are no gaps, because you want it to be nice and neat. So press down those tabs there, and then you are going to press this tab down, wipe away any excess glue as well if you've got any seeping through. Okay, so you should have something that's going to look like this. So now you're just going to do exactly the same thing, and you're basically going to go all the way around. So you should have something that's going to look like this. Now at this point I'm going to go ahead and apply glue to my second large star. Make sure you take the glue all the way to that edge. And we're just going to place that over the top, covering up all our workings. Flip it over, give that a really good press. And then we are going to bring in our star. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to get our glitter card. And then apply glue to the back of this. And this should leave a tiny little border all the way around. So there we go. Perfect. Again, press all that down. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach the star. So do you remember me putting that piece on? It was just to help keep. It's more of a beveled star, isn't it? So it will hopefully help keep that in place. So and then let's stick that over the top. Okay, so that is our lid portion done. I'll probably come back and apply a bit more glue underneath these stars and glue them down better. Now I'm going to move on to the rest of the box. So for this then, you need 2 of your medium stars, and it's the same concept. We are going to go ahead and apply glue to these pieces here, and we're just going to go all the way around. What I am going to do, I think, is just to make my life easier, I'm just going to go ahead and apply glue to these tabs while I'm doing this, just to make it a bit easier. So you can also do that. You do need to be patient with your glue while you're going all the way around. Now all those panels are stuck down. I am going to go ahead and stick my base piece on so I can help cover up my workings, and then hopefully all we have left to do will then be gluing the aperture on. So I'm just going to apply glue. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is apply glue, and I'm going to start hopefully bringing this box in on itself. Now, in previous videos where I've had apertures like this, I have always recommended cut out 2 or 3, stack them, and then glue it all down. I haven't done it on this one, but there's nothing to say that I won't add another piece on to add strength to it. I think it does help if you do double up or even triple up on some of these pieces. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply glue to all my tabs and try and do it in one go, which is very brave of me. And I think this star can bow, so I would definitely recommend stacking a few of those pieces together. You know, it doesn't have to be the same color, as long as one of your whatever piece is going to be at the top is the color that you want it to be. So let's put this on. I'm just going to basically go around. The corners are going to be perfect to align. I think it's going to be the middle sections that are going to be a little bit harder. Those bits there. So, but again, take your time. Don't rush it. Just enjoy the process. And then just press all that down. So I would definitely recommend putting that piece on top, but I think that is my star complete. So let's see if the lid goes on. Oh, and it does. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so cute. That is so cute. I am going to put a bit more glue down on these corners to stick them down. But I think that is my make complete. I think what I will do is go in with another aperture piece, and just so I can neaten out this piece, because I've only cut one out, and I definitely think you need to have a couple so that you've got that thickness. But I'm actually really pleased with that, and I love the colors. It's not your usual, well, starfishes are, you know, similar colors, but I always look at a starfish and I think, oh, blue and corals, but this is coral. There's a bit of apricot in this. So if I bring in my other two, you can see how different each one is, and I just think it's absolutely adorable. There is one more, like I said. I don't think it's going to be a good idea to do it in this video, because this video has already been quite long, but hopefully you get an idea of how these go together. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell to receive notifications of future videos. I hope you are enjoying Cyber Week. There's so many amazing products this time round, so I'm super excited, and I hope you are too. Please do use affiliate links to show support for my channel. Affiliate links don't cost anything, but one thing I have become aware of recently is when you do use an affiliate link, it's always good to accept cookies. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So if you wouldn't mind accepting the cookies doesn't do anything other than allow you to continue using the platforms, and it basically allows for that affiliate link to work. So thank you again so much for all your love and support, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.